Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Priyanka Bagde here from Crescendo Worldwide, Manager of International Business Relations. It gives me an immense pleasure to have all of you in this webinar today. I would like to take this opportunity to present the topic of today's webinar, which is opportunities for home furniture, home furnishing, and decorators to expand in India and Thailand. Before we proceed with this webinar, I would also like to introduce you to my colleagues from the Department of International Trade Promotion, Ministry of Commerce, Thailand, Mrs. Srupatra Savangsri, Consul and Director of Thai Trade India Center, Mumbai, Mr. Tanapat Sangaroon, Vice Consul and Deputy Director, Thai Trade Center, Mumbai. We are happy to have all of you over this webinar for today. Coming to the topics of today's webinar, what is the opportunities for the furniture, home furnishing, and decorators to expand in Thailand and India? Yes, the guest speakers what we have for today, wherein we have Mr. Patra Savangsri and Mr. Tanapat Sangaroon from the Thai Trade in West Mumbai. Coming on to the topics of today's webinar, we will start with about India, the Indian furniture market, the Indian home furnishing market, the home decor market, Indian e-commerce market, Thailand furniture market, license and certifications, furniture and home decor associations in India, trade fairs and exhibitions relating to the same, steps for success, wherein the ways of doing business. And last but not the least, we'll come on to the Q&A session for all of us. About India, few facts and figures and of the Indian country, wherein we have the capital of India, which is New Delhi, and the second financial capital of India as Mumbai. So we have total 29 states within and union territories of India, which are 9. This is the global scale of states and union territories in India, wherein you can see the same on the screen. Some quick facts about the Indian market, wherein India stands the 7th largest by the areas, second most populous country, third world's largest by GDP, second largest pool of scientists and engineers, third largest standing army with 13,25,000 active troops. India and its quick facts, wherein India stands the second most populous country, predicted to overtake Germany to become the world's largest fourth economy by 2026. Most populous democracy in the world, fastest growing major economies, newly industrialized countries. GDP contribution sector-wise, wherein we can see that the major contribution is by the service industry, followed with the industry and agricultural sector. A few glimpse of the pictures which you can see in the side. Now we come on to the Indian furniture market and we'll explore the facts about the same. India is the fourth furniture consuming country and the fifth largest furniture producer globally. The furniture sector in India contributes about 5.5% to the total GDP. Domestic home furniture comprises of 65% of India's furniture demand. Oman holds the highest share by 32% for export of home furniture from India. Now we can see the value of the Indian market, wherein the furniture industry, what the figures we had in 2018, And what are the figures expected by 2023? Wherein we can see there's a substantial growth in the market. Few of the growth drivers, wherein the four most essential growth drivers are all the potential customer sectors, the FDI of the furniture industry in India. Indian furniture market sectoral breakup, wherein we can see that 85% it is an unorganized market and 50% consumes about the organization. Yes, Indian furniture market product wise market share, wherein the bedroom has the maximum share of the market, followed with the living room, the kitchen furniture items, workstations, storage, and the sitting systems. Then we have the types, wherein the domestic market holds the maximum share of 65%, the office furniture, and the contract furniture. Okay, now we have the furniture consumer segments, wherein we have the different types of furniture, wherein the residential furniture, it includes the dining and the living room, bedroom furnitures, kitchen, storage. Coming on to the next, which is the office furniture, wherein we have the desk operatives, storage, and lounge. Then we have other segments as well, wherein the types of furniture are being consumed in the Indian market. For hotel furnitures, it includes the beds, lightnings, bars, and everything. Hospitals and nursings from furnitures, beds, chairs, tables, lighting, and the bed treatments. Also, you can see the glimpse of the pictures which are there at the side, wherein the picture clearly depicts the usage. Educational institutes and furnitures, wherein it is used in schools and colleges, desks, benches, and cupboards. Retail furniture includes the shelves, tables, chairs, and the lighting systems. Okay, few more segments wherein we have the restaurant and the public house furniture, wherein you can see the bars, stools, tables, chairs. Indian furniture market by the share. Now we can see the various types of products which are being used for making the furniture more effective, wherein wood has the maximum percentage as it is being maximizely used. Then it comes to the metal and the plastic components. Now, since wood is the most prominent raw material being used, we have the various types of woods in India, like shisham wood, teak wood, rosewood, plywood, particle wood. Then after wood, the second most prominently used is the metals, wherein in the metal section, we have three metals, stainless steel, aluminium. Furniture product categories and their types. When it comes to the plastic components like chairs, which have been shown, cane and reed. Now we can see the state-wise employment distribution, wherein it is showing West Bengal as the highest. Then comes to Uttar Pradesh, including few facts and figures for the furniture employment and the proportion of the employment in the respective states, wherein we can also see Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and rest of the most states which are in the furniture sector. Employment segmentation in India, wherein we can see the furniture market, wherein there's a substantial growth being observed. Then comes to the furniture retail and the furnishing sector. Over here, we can see that the furniture market is booming than the other both. Breakup of the composition of the workforce, wherein 87% the breakup is of the unorganized sector, and 13% it is the workforce which is being left, which is organized. Import of home furnitures in India, wherein the topmost importers we can see is China, having 59%, followed with Malaysia, Italy, Thailand, and Indonesia. Now we come on to the trends in the furniture market, wherein we have the smart homes, changes in the Indian lifestyle, social media influence, and the virtual reality. Since the virtual world is booming at this point of time, few interesting trends in the furniture market, wherein it has the kitchen furniture being strongly focused. Yes, then we have the growing residential real estate, witnessing the major growth. The Indian home furnishing market. Now we come on to the second topic of the furnishing market. Few interesting facts wherein we can see that the bed linen and the bedspread accounts the highest value in the home textile market. Also, Germany holds the highest share, which is 20% for the import of home furnishing in India. India is the fourth furnishing market among the main furniture market of the world. And Latvia holds the highest share for the export of the home furnishings from India. Now, we come on to the India home furnishing market size by value, wherein we can see the diagram wherein it shows from the bar from 2017, there's a substantial growth considering 2018, 2020, and the expectations of 2020. The key furnishing products and the clusters in India. Herein we have the various states which there are the clusters and the states names, wherein Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Maharashtra are the most prominent ones, wherein there are lots and lots many clusters present. Few names of the clusters for your pursuit. The product categories covered under the furnishing segment, wherein it has the interiors, laying of interiors and exteriors, installations, repairs of furnitures and other furnishings, wherein we have the ceilings, the woods and other particles. We also have the trends in the Indian home furnishing market, wherein there's a rising demand for bath and table linen products. Looking at the market potential, increasing demand for the premium quality window coverings, such as the curtains and other fabrics. Rising trends of using the wallpapers since it is economical, and the wall devils over the traditional paints and coatings. Home textile market in size by category. Now, since we discussed about the diversified sections and the parameters being used, like the bed linens, bedspreads, then the bath toilets, kitchen linen, and the other floor equipments, we can see that the bed linen is of the maximum potential. Also, the value displays its potential as well. Few important markets in India wherein the furniture is being used or it is most prominently used. Okay, it is Kirtinagar market located in Delhi, which is the Asia's largest furniture market. Over 500 furniture wholesalers, retailers, interior design boutiques, kitchens, bathrooms, and other accessories. Also, Delhi is the capital of India where this market is present. Second, we have the Banjara market located in Gurgaon. And the few facts about the Banjara market. The third most important market, which is the furniture market in Mumbai. Yes, Mumbai is the second financial capital of India. Okay, you can also see the picture depicting the pictures of the furniture being used in Mumbai. Oshiwara Street Market, located in Mumbai. It is almost a half a century old market, the best place by the authentic wooden furnitures being used. Also the oldest one for the woods and other qualities of woods as well. The market is famous for both originals as well as replicas of furniture being used in the palaces in Bhopal. Then we have the Jew town in Cochin. Import of home furnishings in India, wherein we can see the topmost importing countries, wherein there's Germany having the first place, China the second one, followed with Italy, Netherlands, and Turkey. India's home decor market. Few interesting facts which we can see in the overview of India. Okay, China holds the highest share, 66% for import of the home decor in India. Space saving furniture was the hit trend of 2019. From enhancing home security to contribute controlling the lights, fans, electronics, and other milestones along the way. USA holds the highest share for export of the home decor from India. The home decor segment, wherein we have the textile and the furniture decor. The home textile includes the kitchenware, the window coverings, and the outdoors. And the furniture sector includes the personal usage and other soft servicing components. Interior designing by India, since it is quite economical, this segment is most prominently used. We can also see the sectors, what the figures were in 2017, and the substantial growth being observed by 2021. Okay, now we come on to the most popular interior design styles which are being observed in India and the various states of the Indian market. Okay, wherein first it is modern, clean, crisp lines, simple color palette, materials that can include the metal, glass, and steel. Second is the contemporary, having the curvy lines. You can also see the visual aid in front. Next, we have the minimalist. It is quite popular in Australia. Neutral and airy color palettes, simple and streamlined furnishing, nothing excessive. Then we have the industrial segment, sense of unfinished rawness in many of the elements, like the picture is depicting. Not uncommon to see expose and the wood. Then we have the mid-century modern design style of the mids, primary which was in the old 1950s, and some elements of that. And now we have the Scandinavian, all the white color palettes, natural elements like foam pressed wood, bright plastics. Then we come on to the traditional segment being observed in many of the old states, wherein we have the variety of the curved lines and the other essentials. Then we come on to the transitional phase, wherein there's a sense of balance that is appearing and unexpected. Now we have the French country, the next interior design style, which has been observed in the tones of red, yellow, or gold, heavy lines and bed coverings. Then we have the Bohemian style, which includes the vintage furniture and the light fixtures. Import of the home decor in India. Now again we can see that China has the maximum share been observed. Okay, after that it is Thailand, UK, Indonesia and USA. Export of the home decor from India, wherein as we discussed, USA has the most essential or the prominent or the maximum share I can say, which is 42%, followed with Spain as 22%, UK, UAE and Malaysia. Now we come on to the top home furnishing and home decor companies in India, wherein the maximum market share has been headed by all of these. It is Pepperfry, the Urban Ladder, Hometown, Home Center, and At Home. Now we come on to the next section, which is the Indian e-commerce market. Some interesting facts wherein you can review that the e-commerce and the consumer internet companies in India receiving more than 432 billions from the private equity and the venture capital players in 2019. Indian e-commerce market is expected to reach 84 billion USDs by 2021. India is a fast growing e-commerce market and is expected to grow approximately by 1200%. India's startup ecosystem is growing, which is well supported by the favorable FDI product policies. 100% FDI is allowed in B2B e-commerce. Now, since the world is booming, wherein we have all the digital platforms to use, we also have the top online furniture selling websites in India. Yes, the first and the most prominent is Pepperfry, Urban Ladder, Wooden Street, Fab India, and Hometown. Now we come on to the Thailand furniture market and the potential opportunities within. The market largest segment in the household appliances with the market volumes of 266 million in 2020. The Thai furniture sector is an export oriented sector. The average revenue for the furniture and homeware is Thailand is expected to amount 27 USDs. Revenue in Thailand furniture and homeware segment is valued at 173 USD by 2020. Thailand furniture and appliances in terms of the revenue, wherein we can see the present state of 2020 and what our expectations are in terms of the Thailand market by 2024. User penetration share in Thailand furniture and homeware market, wherein in 2020 it is 9.8%, and by 2024 it is expected to boom by 16.1%. Now we come on to the unique furniture shops and markets. We have the Agal Decor in the Bangkok, manufacturing the orientation styles, furniture, bronze sculptures, and other essentials. The style is both traditional and contemporary, inspired by the Thai, Chinese, Burmese, and Cambodian art. Next, we have the Chatuchak Weekend Market, which has reached a landmark status in the most bargain lovers in Bangkok. No typical weekend, more than 2 lakh visitors here in this market we can see. Korakot International, again the most leading market we can see in Thailand. which is the in international. It is an excellent option if you are having the statement prices and other latest options available there. Then we have the Papaya Studio in Bangkok. It's like no other shop where you have ever been before. The entrance is small and resembles a workshop cluster with the luck and some workers chit-chatting while affixing. Of course, you can see the picture who is depicting the right things. Then we have the Utica market. And the story of water furniture originates in Utica, having its establishment, quite old market we can see. Licenses and certifications which play an important role while you are willing, you are wanting to explore the business opportunities in the other countries. Some licenses required for starting the furniture and the business in India, wherein you should be having all the company registrations, the trade licenses, GST registration, which is the most essential component, NOC, BIS certification, which is issued by the Indian government, and the IEC registration along with it. Furniture and the home decor associations in India, wherein you can see the topmost furniture associations in India, the Association of Furniture Manufacturer and Trade, Modular Furniture Manufacturers Association, Furniture and Fitting Skill Council, Indian Furniture Manufacturers Association IFMA. Furniture exhibitions to attend, wherein you can attend, you can come here, you can see what people have, what are the types of furnitures we can see in the Indian market. Since India is a diversified country, you can see the various diversifications of the furniture being used. Okay, first we have the lifestyle exhibition, India Interior Retailing Conference Awards and Exhibitions, Interior Lifestyle in India presenting by Ambience India and Dollywood. Okay, now we come on to the poll questions, wherein I would really want each of everyone for you to participate in these questions. Through these questions, we'll get an in-depth knowledge about what you are expecting from us, what is your response, what is your feedbacks, what all suggestions we have, and we'll also get to know your interest in the Indian market. Okay, now I can see that few questions are coming up to your screen. I would really like every one of you to participate all these questions and give your feedbacks at the earliest. I hope everyone is participating in this poll questions. Yes, I can see a substantial increase and it's more booming. Yes, the answers are still coming up, I can see. Hope everybody is actively participating in the polling. Okay, now we come on to the steps of success, the steps which should be followed since we have to be organized. First and the most important is knowing yourself. Then comes knowing the market, because you should be knowing what the potential the market carries, having the preparations being done, and approaching the customers. Now we come on to the strengths which each and every individual should be knowing, which is knowing their manufacturing capabilities, their infrastructural capabilities, and the potential within, product suitability for India, wherein they can explore the products which we have already been seen, financial capabilities, allocation of the budgets, people and resource planning, and certificate, products and approvals are the things. Okay, now when it comes to knowing the market, you should be knowing few of the essential parameters, knowing the price structure in the target market which you are trying to focus. Okay, now we have to know the target market furniture import statistics, the study the target market furniture needs, study foreign companies and the competitors within, knowing the logistic and the warehousing cost, import duties and delivery time frames, because these things are quite important when you are thinking of exploring in any of the market. Okay, now how should you be preparing yourself? There are ways wherein you have to be prepared by defining a roadmap or the resources for the activities, marketing promotion through the digital marketing platforms, the presentations and the webinars, changes in the furniture products as per the Indian norms, Indian certifications and approvals for the furniture products, supplier registration with the supply shops and the relevant companies being. Okay, approaching the right customers plays the most important role, wherein you have to identify the potential customer, identify the relevant association and clusters. We have also seen the most important and affect associations and clusters, identify and visit the Indian trade fairs and exhibitions. We also have the virtual exhibitions booming in this COVID situation. Market right email campaigns, approaching the right person with the right company with the right intention, approaching the potential customers and by the vendor registrations. Okay, now we come on to the ways of doing business, wherein we'll be exploring the steps of the ways of doing business. Joining hands with the partners. Firstly, you need to know yourself, identify the right potential partner, plan your strategies accordingly, and then join hands with the potential partners. Starting virtual offices and then starting the sales offices, development support center on site, what is required. Joining hands with the partners, wherein we can have the competitors, the service providers. But having the potential in-depth knowledge is the first important thing we can see. Starting the sales office, yes, it is important. One-to-one meeting with the clients. Maybe it can be the physical meetings or the virtual meetings, but yes, one-to-one meetings are the most important. Starting the virtual office, since the digital world is booming, physical emailing address, reception welcome calls, call forwardings, common meeting areas, meetings via video conference, on-site development support center, the second step, register your own subsidiary, by being in communication with the right people, the right associations, and the right clusters. Yes, now we come on to the question